test. Hey everybody, welcome in. My name is Josh, this is Gaming Joy Channel. We are on Calmsden, and I'm gonna jump out of this truck. Lickety split. Bye-bye. Because I need to go home. And I need to sleep. because we have stuff to do. Welcome in. Oh wait, let me go look real quick at the sheep wool situation, because I keep forgetting that the sheep are spawning wool, and that, okay, it's fine. And that sometimes it fills up because it's like, I'm like, you know, all I'm focused on right now is harvesting. Harvest, harvest, harvest. All right, let's go the next day. Sure, next day. How is everybody doing tonight? Welcome in. We are sleeping right away at the beginning of the video because after the last week's video, I spent a little bit of time in the forestry area. And kind of the way I think about it is the forestry area is with all 400 trees or whatever are there. It's gonna take me, oh, see, there's the sheep being full. If only someone had written a mod that would stack sheep pallets so that you could spawn more automatically. If only someone would do something so awesome. So yesterday I was working on stacking pallets. And today we're back on Calmsden. I'll let you figure out what that means. Why are wool pallets so tall? Does anyone know? They're just really tall. If only. Coming soon to a mod hub near you. So today, let's tab around. This harvester is just sitting here at an empty field. I'm not sure what he's doing. Let's find a harvester that's not sitting here. Look at this guy auto driving his way to the lumber mill. Good job, dude. And you only ran into the fence once. Great job. There's still a stick on there. Let's get rid of that. So yeah, anyway, so I started working on the lumber area and I started setting up a couple auto drive courses to deliver wood. I leased a small lumber trailer just because Calmsden just is really not fun with lots of them. And just because there's so many trees, they're just going to take a lot of time. And plus, it's going to take a lot of time to process them, so yeah. So here we go. Planted forest, wait, go. Here, you can just go do stuff. And that's going to be the theme of today. We're just going to be like, hey, you go do stuff. Look, we have all these things ready to go. So we've got this Unimog with the trailer. We got this guy set up to collect straw. And we've got this. So this is kind of one of the new things we're going to mess around with tonight. And this is kind of like the ultimate pickup kit, right? This is so this one on the front, this is the Kemper N300 3003, right? And if I remember correctly, if I was not a dummy when I bought it, this is the one that I made. Yes, so this is the forage straw pickup mod. Forage harvester straw pickup mod. And what this does is it allows you to use your forage harvester to pick up straw on any field that produces straw. Right? So we're gonna use a forage harvester to pick up some straw tonight, which I think will be fun. And then this is a really fun little trailer. Here, let me get in here. This is a really fun trailer to use because of how it trails. Watch this. When you turn, the front wheels turn. So this thing will do like the tightest, look at this tight corners. No like getting bound up on the axle. This thing is awesome for towing behind a forage harvester. And it's got its own output pipes. You don't even ever have to disconnect. You just kind of output into another trailer and keep going. That thing's super awesome. And I've also updated it so that it's a little bit more stuff inside. And then over here we have this truck that is ready for our sorghum, and our sorghum is right here. and it's ready. So let's take to the skies real quick, just because it's freaking awesome. And let's check out our striped fields. So this was your idea, all right? If you don't like it, tough cookies, because you guys told me to do this and I did it perfectly. Look at that. Look at those beautiful stripes. So that's sorghum. It's all ready. That's also sorghum, which is ready. And the other one is soybeans, I think. Not sure. Soybeans? Yeah. And then we also have over here, that whole field right there is all sugarcane, which we will harvest soon. Over here, you can kind of see where I'm pointing in the middle of the screen there. That is sugar beets. And then over there is sugar beets also. Those need to be harvested. But tonight, we're doing the sorghum. I wanted to listen, Keith, because it's fun. So we need to find a harvester with a header, and hopefully a harvester with a header trailer. I think that's gonna be the tricky part, because we have like 3 harvesters that are on lease, loan, borrow. Here we go. These 2 guys need to go start doing stuff. And the only thing is because of the weird stripe nature of our task, we kind of can't really automate this. We have to do most of it manually. And the only thing we can automate is going around the outside of this. The only thing we can automate is how bad header trailers are and how often they will get caught on the dumbest things. Why am I unfolding? I didn't say to unfold. Okay. Come on. Urgh. What are you stuck on? Oh, I'm still in flight mode. That's what's wrong. I knew there was something wrong. Flight mode off. You. Come this way. Yes. And your dumb trailer. Get over the fence. Okay, the other one we're obviously not going to send this direction because it'll never make it. Okay, this one we can send him, hopefully, to do his job. Field 16 north, I think, is where we're going. Field, no, 25. Is there one for 25? No, there's field side selling. That'll work. Go. Let's go get the other one. Here's some grass. We're not mowing the grass. We've done enough grass for the rest of our lives. Until the next series when we do lots more grass. So here is the best. They've been trying to plant soybeans and corn in stripe fields. Well, I did soybeans and sorghum. So, you know, close. This is the best way to go through that gate with a harvester. Go around it. And then careful you don't hit the speed limit signs because they have collisions. Like, so such weird things. Oh my gosh. What are you doing? What are you doing? I can see how tonight's gonna go. Where are you going? The right way to go is this way. Oh, that's interesting, Keg. I will have to actually try that out in game. The only thing with us to do that, you would need growing cycles that are compatible. And soybeans are planted in the fall on most maps. and corn is planted in the spring. And so for them to actually be at the right heights at the right times, stuff like that, I don't know that the growing cycles in Farming Simulator 22 would suffice. But you never know. It might. I can totally not see where I'm going when I make that corner. Hey, Tony. Welcome in. We'll let... You know what? We're going to go to the other field first with this guy. This guy. He's going to go to the other field. And we're going to have him start to unfold, because that's the most logical thing to do. Oh, you know what I just realized I didn't do? Oh my gosh. I'm such an idiot. And I deleted the post. I never shared the link for this anywhere. I usually share like the link for the stream in, you know, 6 or 7 different Discords. And I just realized I didn't share it at all. Too late now, unless somebody else wants to do it. But I didn't do it anywhere. All right. So we tried, our original calculations were that one stripe was going to be one width of the header. And obviously our calculations were false. It's my bad calculations. But it does look like it's almost perfectly 2 stripes, 2 header widths. Down and back is going to be each stripe, which is perfect. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do the course play thing. I'm going to create a job on this field position. We want him to start right here. Excuse me. And I think 3 headlands is going to be enough. We'll see. That's fine. Fine. Generate. Now let's go. Let's look. The second headland is going to be here. Oh, we don't need a 3rd headland. We only need 2 headlands. So let's go back. Create job. Open the generator. 2 headlands. Generate. There we go. And that should actually work to harvest the field pretty well, except for the fact those angles are wrong. I don't remember what the angles were, but we'll manually do that part of the harvest anyways. So yeah, there's that. And then we need this window, not that window. And go. Harvest. Yay! This one, I'm gonna drive over there myself. Senko. Because Calmsden. And I don't think Glenlethan's actually going to be any better, because our next map, Glenlethan, is almost as tight as Calmsden. Just instead of stone walls, Glenlethan has hedges. And I know a lot of people don't like hedges, whatever. You can actually get rid of them if you want, but the challenge we're going to do is not going to allow us to get rid of them, so we have to deal with it. So there's going to be lots of running into hedges. It might be fun over the course of the challenge. Let's see if I can set this up. Is to keep like a running counter of not just like a crash counter, right? We used to have a crash counter on here, but I don't have it right now because I think I messed it up. But have a running counter of how many times we get stuck in the hedges. Right? Getting stuck in the hedges is going to be like the theme of that playthrough. I'm 100% sure. Because I made the rule, silly me, that I can't cut down the hedges. So that's not going to be fun. Alright. Hey, Nuclear Salmon, Tony Myth, Joe. Who else? Welcome in, everybody. Keith, thank you so much for throwing links out. graciously doing something I didn't even ask you to do, so thank you very much. Okay, and then this, we don't need, oops, we don't need that, we don't need that. We actually don't need that big, huge black window up there, but I can't figure out how to get rid of it without disabling the mod. I think there's like an options menu, but I don't know how to get to it. And I think because most of the options menu for that mod is like on the numeric keypad, and I don't have a numeric keypad on my keyboard, so I can't press the buttons that are on the numeric keypad. Yeah. It's a thing. So this is, I think I was smart and I did these fields at 90 degrees. Okay. So let's turn them on. Tracks only. Am I seeing tracks? Oh, because I haven't created them yet. Shift T. Should create the tracks. And then this. And then if I was smart. Whoops. Bammo. And this, and this, and this, and this. And we're harvesting. Oh my gosh, we did it. We're harvesting a striped field. This just feels so weird because you're like in the middle of a field harvesting just this like little stripe, and like the rest of the field is not there. Send me any ideas you want, Joe. As you can see, I was sending you some ideas also earlier, and I sent Dom some ideas earlier also. We're having an idea festival, so that's good. Ideas are always great. Just looks funny, right? Like you're harvesting along in this like perfectly nice row, and it's cool, right? Oh, Kobe. Did I see Kobe jump in there earlier? Kobe Gaming, welcome. You know, while we're jumping in these rows, I might just open Discord and share the link a little bit. You have no idea ever, I'm sure. Tony has lots of ideas. Do you like Tony liked the windrower I did. I fixed a windrower that someone else had not done very well, and I wonder if it keeps track of like a temper. Oh, it does. Look at that. Copy, enter, paste. Tell me when to turn around, because I'm not looking. Oh, I gotta turn around. So this is why I switched to enhanced vehicle over GPS. Everybody ready? No hands. I use a keyboard, so I steer with my hands. No hands. Look. Hands free. Hands free. Headland turning. Super nice. Oh, look how perfect. It's exactly 2 widths of the header. That's perfect. Perfect. I'm looking over at my other screen of one of 17 of them, and I'm sharing out the links to the stream so that people can come join us for funsies. Yeah, one more time. That's there's Bruce's server route. Here, let's get this one here. Usually they go there. That's cool. Okay, that's good enough. And we're back in the game. Sorry, I think when I tab away from the game, you lose sound for the game. I'm really sorry. So last week, right, we had this really kind of intense conversation, right, about modders and map makers and supporting map makers and supporting their work and being nice. And I think some of that feedback got to Lancey Boy, you know, I'm really happy to hear that he's not coming back, but he is planning on at least releasing his map so that more people can enjoy it, because it was a great map, which we saw last week. And he's also planning to finish the release and get it out on consoles, which is also great news, especially for console players, right? And so I hope that he heard some of, you know, I don't want to say it was me that made him come back or anything silly like that. Not that cool. But I hope that he at least heard the community and heard how much everyone really likes his stuff, whether it be his maps or his buildings or what have you. Whatever it is that you play that's a Lancy Boy product, hopefully you'll be able to see it now. And so with all the maps that are out there, I was on the lookout lately for a Eastern Bloc kind of map, right? And what I mean by that, like a Russia, Slovenia, Poland, Ukraine, in that area, right? Because there's a ton of really good mods, especially for PC, that are all like built on old Russian tractors. And I've been playing SnowRunner a lot lately, and like half of that game is in Russian. So I was like, it'd be fun to play a Russian map and only use Russian equipment, because I think there's actually enough. You could actually turn off all other mods and use just Russian equipment. Hey, Ray. Hey, Optimus. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining. Ray, to your question, I'm doing great. And Optimus, welcome in. Thanks for coming in. So I started looking out. I've been looking for maps, and I've been kind of doing map tours on like my own, just checking out some like maps that would technically qualify for that kind of Eastern Bloc theme. And I found one yesterday, and it was released by a new map maker, somebody I'd never heard of. Apparently it was his passion project for a couple of years, yada, yada, yada. And so, oh, awesome, Tony. You should send this to me in DM. That'd be perfect. So this new map maker, he's like, I want to share my project with you. I've been working on it for a couple of years. He shared a video, and the first thing that should have caught me was that the link to the map was behind this thing called like link for sub. So basically you can't get the link unless you're subscribed to his channel. So it's a link, but when you click on it, it like gives you one of those kind of gleam things where it says, hey, you need to sub to this person and prove that you're subscribed to him, and then you can get the link. I should have known right then and there that something was fishy. But I didn't, and so I kept looking at the map. I kept checking it out. I watched his video. So he has this video showing off his map, and it's a 4X map, which is fine. I don't mind 4X maps. I like big maps. I'm like 30 minutes into the video. The map is awesome. This is like story time with Josh, right? The map it looks awesome. It's got a lot of the stuff I like, which is like big hills, nicely decorated, got lots of cool features, cool functionality. But there's like little dots and bits of little things in it that are like, is that stolen from the Platinum Edition? I'm not sure. I'll just kind of hold my horses. I won't say anything yet. And I get to about 34 minutes into the video. And at 34 minutes of the video, he kind of pans across and starts flying over like another area of the map, like 1/4 of the map that he hadn't been to yet. And there's subtitles on the screen, which basically says something to the effect of, oh, hey, you might think this is crazy right now because you're looking at Oldstream Farm. And then he's like, well, you are. I took Oldstream Farm and used it as the template for my map. And I decided to leave it in. And so the entirety of Oldstream Farm is in 1/4 of this guy's map. Everything. The fields, the buildings, all of Black Sheep Modding's assets, like the roads, the road networks, the decorations, all of it. All the production points, sell points, train, silo, everything. It's all there. And I'm like, I got so angry. I mean, that's the problem, right? And like, so I started, formulating a very strongly worded comment for his video. I was relatively nice. I'll say that. I wasn't nice and I wasn't polite. I was relatively nice. I didn't call him a jerk. I didn't call him an asshole or anything like that. I just strongly told him that he's doing it wrong and that what he's doing is stealing, and pulling it off on his own is thievery. Like, he's stealing another modder's hard work, and that's wrong. And I gave my, thumbs down on the video, and I'm like, this comment is a thumbs down on not just the video, but your map, because up until this point it looked beautiful. You did a great job. But then you revealed that you thought it was okay to steal another modder's work, pawn it off on your own, and then try to get people to pay money to download, or like through subs or whatever. Like, you're gonna get more subs so that people can download your map. Like, not cool. Not cool. I can understand it from mods, Keith, you're right. You see that every day in mods. But a map's a whole nother story, right? And you see it a lot in the third-party stuff. It's just like, oh, that's totally stolen from somewhere else, or that's just an edit of somebody's, like, thing. What was it? Who did the Ford 8630, right? That was like Skywalker or Pleasant View or somebody. I forget who did that one. But if you look on King Mods, there's like 10 edits of that mod. That's not within their right to edit it. It's somebody else's mod. Somebody else put their hard time modeling that out and releasing it, and you're taking away from them by releasing an edit. So, like, sorry, not sorry. Like, that's... I don't know. I don't get it. And I mean, in all honesty, I think some of that is one of the reasons why people like Lancey Boy leave the modding community, right? It's because of this, like, very brash, I can pawn somebody else's work off as myself and make a quick buck on it. And I think that's, like, so prevalent, especially on the third-party sites. It's just, I can see why somebody like Lancey would give up. Because he has to deal with that on one side of the fence. And then if on the other side of the fence, you're hoping to get good, polite, nice feedback from people, and all you get is, like, a flame war, like, who would want to stick through that, right? I wouldn't. Luckily, these headers are a little bit wider than they should be, so exactly. And Kagarina is 100% right. Most modders, if you reach out and ask them, they're like, yeah, sure, why not? Like, yeah, you want to use my buildings? Go for it. Hey, you want to release it? You want to, like, privately release an edit of my mod? Go for it. Like, I just did the modeling. As long as you give me credit, that's fine. But then you get stuff like happened last week where somebody took, like, the maintenance bay thing out of Carpathian Countryside, one of Mr. Hector's maps, and they literally just pulled it out of the map, created a mod, tried to get it onto Mod Hub, and then Giants let it through, which is equally crazy. And then Mr. Hector's like, nuh-uh, that's mine, I made that. And Giants took it down, which is, what they should do. But it just sucks that kind of stuff happens. It really does. And then the funny thing is on the flip side of it, right? Here's the flip. Just knock my coffee down. On the flip side of it, here's the flip side, right? So you guys know I do script mods, and the way programming languages work is you can't really copyright code. I mean, you can, but you can't copyright like how you did something. And so a lot of programmers will learn from other people. Where is that harvester? We gotta clear out both harvesters. They're full. By reading code and emulating it, or taking an idea from a code and then figuring out another way to do it, right? Or taking that idea and applying it for something else. So Giants has this, like, I tried to release a mod that was one of those kind of things where I took an idea that somebody else had, I completely redid the idea, gave them credit, and tried to release that mod. And they wouldn't let me release it because they said that the code was copyrighted, which is kind of horse crap. Because if you looked at the code, it's all functions and methods that are provided by Giants in their Lua spec. And so I'm building off of what somebody else built. That's how everything on the internet's built. That's how everything, all code everywhere is built. You're taking some core concept that somebody else developed and you're rehashing it, rebuilding it into something that fits the needs of what you're doing. And you give credit and you share the code wherever possible, but you know, it's not necessarily copyrighted. But the funny thing is that Giants is willing to say that code is copyrighted and block a mod because it looks like the code from somebody else's mod. But they're not willing to block a mod like the Carpathian thing when it's obvious that it was directly stolen. Like, it's just like it's like a two-faced way of looking at things. Like, on one side they want to be really strict, and on the other side they're like, yeah, who cares, whatever. And like, that's, I don't know, that really feels weird, right? And I don't necessarily have a good solution for it. I mean, I don't. Everything that I do, everything that I write, all the code that I have, one of the things that I put on everything that I do is 100% of everything that I release is Creative Commons licensed. What that means, Creative Commons licensing, is the ability to basically put a license attached to code and basically saying, hey, if you find this and you look at the code, inside the code it says that there's Creative Commons licensing, there's a license file in every zip file that I code. I'll get to you in a second, Joe. And it's, you feel free to use my code, rehash it, do whatever you want with it. Don't matter to me, as long as you give credit. So the Creative Commons is, hey, the code is common use, but the only rule and stipulation is you have to give credit where credit is due. And so everything I do is licensed that way. If you want to rehash something I'm doing, fine. Just give me credit for it. Right? Hey JT, welcome in. Thanks for coming to join the stream. We're on Calmsden and we're harvesting a stripy field. It's a field that's striped. Hey Joe, hey Scott and Joe. By the way, yes, I did reach out to that person, but I don't think the other person exists anymore within the farming simulator community. So I don't know what I can do to get those things that I want to release out because that person is incommunicado, not responding. So I don't know. Hey Rank, welcome in. I like your shorter name. Your name has changed a lot in the past couple months. Gosh, I was not expecting that to be cold coffee. It's like ice cold. I forgot that I put ice in it. Let's do our hut up and see how our other harvester's doing. It's about the same as this one. That's fine. So we're just cruising through this field. And I can't really hire a worker because, yeah, there's not really, there's no, yeah. And if I hired a worker, he would like go up and down this row, and then he'd go up and down the soybean row in between, which is just kind of dumb. It's just wastes a lot of time. It'd be faster for me to do it myself. But that's the thing. So Optimus. So there's the gotcha. Rewriting it on my own. So I have already rewritten it, and I've already taken out everything that could be his. But 100% of the code that's left over is either Lua, like if then else kind of stuff, and Giants supplied functions and function calls and assets and utilities and yada 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 yada. 100% of what's left is Giants. There's no other way to write it. Like, the file is literally like 50 or 60 lines long. It's super simple. There's no other way to write it. It's not possible to write it any other way. If someone else wrote it from scratch, it would look exactly the same because there's no other way to do it. It's like, it's one of those things. It's so simple. Just how it ended up being, which is just like, it's unfortunate because I have two really cool mods that I can't release because Giants says that there's legal issues. So we'll see. I did reach out to them, but you know, the original author, I haven't heard back. JT, you haven't played this game in a while. What game have you been playing? I would love to know. I've been playing this because this is all I play, and I've been modding. I have a couple new mods that are getting ready to go, including something we alluded to earlier, something about stacking pallets everywhere. And I also have something like that, I don't know, something to do with this. I forget. What else do I have? I have a couple other things that are like that. I made a windrower that Tony was using actually row and show visuals for it being rowing. That's really all it did. Tony Miff, who's in here, he was doing a fun challenge on the same map Scott's playing on, Scott Free For All, which is the Texas Flats map. He was doing a sheep challenge, and he found this sheep barn that was really cool looking, but it didn't have very good spawn points. So I helped him with those spawn points and made them spawn. If that makes any sense. I made the spawning a little bit better. It used to spawn like 40 pallets of wool, and in the end it spawned like 120 pallets of wool. And if you had enough sheep in the barn, it would spawn 120 pallets of wool every day. Which is perfect for Tony's challenge. But yeah, one of the fun things, I love working on people's mods. I love working to help people with mods and stuff like that. And part of it's because I get to learn. Like, that's the fun part for me. Like when I was working on Tony's windrower, I learned something about how the typed motion pack, let's try that again. Typed motion path effects, it's a mouthful. How typed motion pack effects work, how you call them, how you refer to them, what the numbers mean, all kind of stuff. I learned all that kind of cool stuff. Now I know how it works and I can make stuff way better. Like a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh hey, I'm gonna do a playthrough, which I'm planning to do, who knows when, using a bunch of Massey Ferguson equipment. And because I'm using Massey Ferguson equipment, I was like, oh wait, well, I want everything to be Massey Ferguson. But there's no precision farming sprayer for Massey Ferguson. I was planning on using Massey Ferguson's, and I was planning to use precipitating farming, so I needed something to kind of put two together. And so I taught myself how to turn just a regular sprayer and add precision farming. I thought that was pretty cool. So I grabbed a mod that I wanted to use, and I added precision farming to it. And then I contacted the mod author, sent him a zip file. I'm like, hey, I upgraded your mod for precision farming. Use it if you want. Have fun. But I'm not going to release it or anything. That's just not without their permission. Which is kind of what we were just talking about. But that's why I like doing the modding stuff, is I'm always learning. Every time I'm learning something new. And I find new ways to apply it to like other stuff that I'm also doing. Right? What? Oh, Rusty, you're loading up for your game? Have you decided what you're going to do next, Rusty? I know you put your poll out there, but did you get results in that poll? Are you going to do a new challenge or a new series, or what are you going to end up doing? I'm actually kind of excited. JT Gaming says he's playing Fortnite, Minecraft, watching YouTube, and now watching me. Thank you, JT, for coming in. I used to play a lot of Minecraft actually myself, and I play Minecraft every once in a while with my daughter. She likes to play as well. The last thing I played on Minecraft, it was really terrible, but it was really awesome. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Skyblock. Minecraft has this special map that you can go download. It's called Skyblock. You basically start off with like just a block of dirt in the sky, and you have to like figure out how to use what you have so that you can grow your block and eventually expand and do everything. And you can actually get all the way through the game on this game mode, like going all the way to the ender portals and all that stuff. Like, you can do it, and I did. I got all the way through, all the way to the point where you're gonna, like, you have to go to build the portal to the end. You have to do some stuff to get it, and then the save got corrupted, and like I had built all these cool things, like machines for stuff, and it was really awesome. And then I got really sad because, and kind of like had to stop playing Minecraft for a while because I lost everything in that save. Like, I went to the Nether in Skyblock, which is also just emptiness. It was crazy. It was fun. Minecraft's fun. Minecraft's way more fun in multiplayer. Single player, it's a little bit overwhelming by itself, but multiplayer, especially doing something like Skyblock, it's pretty fun. These rows aren't perfect. They're close. They're not perfect. Exactly, Optimus. All the automation stuff, like building like I built like a skeleton bone farm, right? So to get the bone meal or whatever it is, and I built a slime farm. They would spawn slimes and automatically kill them. You wouldn't even have to do anything, just collect stuff out of the chest at the bottom. I built a fish farm. I built it wasn't a fish farm. It was specifically to get the what was it? Like the zombies that spawn underwater with a trident. So you get the trident, right? All those things. I built everything. Built all of it. I had like 30 villager people for it. Each one of them had their own like crafting table thingy, and they each had their own job, and they were like caught in like a little teeny tiny one square, so they didn't move, so you just walk up to them and trade with them. Built all that stuff. Super fun. I built like an automated death trap thing for enemies in the Nether. That was cool too. Where's my trailer? See, he's just doing nothing. Sorry, I'm tabbing through like everything. Well, that's awesome, Piggerino. I'm glad you have been playing multiplayer. Multiplayer and Farm Sim is super fun. I think multiplayer is where it's at. I had a couple groups of people who I used to play multiplayer with, and but there are times, because they're in other countries, just don't work out with my new work schedules. I haven't been able to. I can watch them play sometimes, but I can never actually join them. And Rusty, I see your comment there. The Let's Play for Fun won the poll, but you're not sure. I like to do, I've been like, whenever I do something, I want to make it kind of thematic, you know, obviously here with all the Fendt tractors and stuff. But just playing just for fun, like, I don't actually just play for fun because I want everything to be recorded. But then I have to edit it, which is the other part that's not fun. Where is this harvester? There he is. He's over here. Yep, exactly. So this guy is kind of automated collecting the stripes. That's pretty cool. Whoa! Well, you're not supposed to move. Shoot. Wait, hold on. Is there a radio station playing? How do I turn that off? Shoot. Who knows how to turn the radio off? That's not the right button. That's not the right button. Go away! Who knows the radio button? I have 2 songs playing now. How do you turn the radio off? Oh, there it is. There we go. I figured it out. Turned the Farm Sim radio on. I didn't even know that was a thing. Well, I mean, I knew, but I didn't know. I never used it at all. Is this guy empty? Yeah, I'm just great. Now I have all this other stuff on here that I have to get rid of. That's a fun view, all the blue. I think those are the collisions. There we go. Got it. Full server year into one video. Yeah. Good luck with that. I saw your edit for that a little bit. It was insane. I can't even mentally think of how to do that. Alright, so the other stuff we've got going on is we have a flour factory here. And we're not going to bother making bread and stuff. We're just going to do the flour. Because we're just going to do at least one step. One step is good. The problem is the flour factory, it has spawn points that are just like, it only spawns 6 pallets. Like, that's just lame. So this guy should be doing laps. Here, go do your laps. And then this guy, load the pallets. I like how that truck is still dumping. There's got to be more flour than that. If you time it right and it's spawning right, you can like get the flour as it spawns, and it just like continuously loads, which is kind of fun. Look at that. There we go. Is that it? Hopefully that's it. You need to go back over here. And I saw this, so we're also putting all of that into like a bale storage. And I saw this cool idea. Tony gave me a cool idea today, where if you set sell points, like where the bale storage outputs, and you just output stuff over and over, it just goes right into the sell point. It's a great way of getting rid of stuff without having to cart it. And from my perspective, that's a good idea, because then you can like, oh, I want to sell my flour in September. So you just wait till September and then you spawn all the flour directly into a sell point, which is on top of your spawn point, and you don't have to do any trucking. And for what I'm doing right here, which is like just kind of finishing up, yes, this is universal autoload. Since I'm just trying to finish up, I don't really care about how long it takes, or I don't really care about the trucking side of it. I just want to try to clear out the spawn points whenever I can. So we're making linseed oil with all the linseed we harvested last time. See, this is a good spawn point because I made it, and so it stacks things. And this is the truck. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. I did a universal auto load tutorial video, and this is the truck that I set up in that video for how to like configure a universal auto load configuration. This was the truck. And I had it in my save game, so I just kind of loaded it. Yeah. Good times. So here's the problem. This is the problem with universal, not universal auto load, with auto drive right now, is it doesn't dump, right? If I hit cancel, it lets me dump right away. Like the loop system for dumping something doesn't work. Like if you look at where's the F5 button? Look, see the box on the ground and see the box of the truck? They're overlapping. There's no way those two things shouldn't, like, one shouldn't allow you to do the other. Like, it's dumb. I don't know why it's not working. It's probably the mod. I'm sure it is, but this guy's almost done. Let's get back to harvesting. How do we harvest him again? I don't even remember. Oh, that's right, we're doing stripes. There we go. Back to harvesting sorghum. And let's make sure the sorghum recipe is on, because that's important. Control home. Not even looking. Canola oil is out. We're out of canola oil. Darn. Deactivate. Don't have any more straw for now. We can make syrup. I've never made syrups. We made syrup from sorghum at the sugar mill. I've never done that. We should do that. We should do that for sure. Activate. Look, we got all of this stuff making flour. That's a lot of flour. Yeah, so it stops with it. I set up the course so that it passes. So the way auto drive works is the course that it's taking goes through the trigger, and as long as those two triggers, the one from the tanker and the one from the thing, as long as they cross over, as soon as they cross, it should stop and empty. For some reason, auto drive isn't doing that. There's something up with either my configuration or this map or auto drive. I don't know, but it's not working. And it's a little bit frustrating just because it's frustrating. There's no other way of saying it, really. It's supposed to, as soon as one trigger crosses the other, it's supposed to work. Now, I suspect that if we went back to that trigger, we took the digestate trigger and we raised it up slightly, it would work. I bet it's the height. So there's nothing I can do with the root to make it work better. I think it's the height of the trigger node on the digestate fertilizer factory. So, nothing we can do. But hey, we're almost done with the sorghum in this striped field. We're almost done. Okay. Yeah, it does definitely look right and definitely does not work. Whoop, wrong button. Sorry. There. No, that didn't work. Don't miss it. Don't miss. Missed. Hard help is so hard to get. Good help. All right, how are we doing? The other one is at 24%. We're at 25%. We're doing good. JT, what's new on FS22? Not much, really. Which is kind of sad, right? There's been like 4 major releases in the past couple of months. There's really not much. They did the Hay and Forage DLC, which just had a bunch more grass cutting equipment. Cutting, windrowing, mowing, wagons, yada yada yada. Cool stuff, don't get me wrong. It's cool stuff. And I'm going to use some of it in a future series. But yeah. And then they released a horse pack. Horse is a brand of like equipment. Their equipment brand. I think they're based in like Austria or something. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And the horse pack had like, 15 or 20 or something like that implements. I don't know. I didn't look. In its own map, which it looked like a map that like somebody at Giants said, hey, you're an intern and you want to release something for the game? Why don't you work on your first project? Your first project's going to be a map for this DLC that we're making. And it's okay if it's not that great. And you can feel free to steal anything from any other map that you find, but just make a map. And we're going to call it the horse map. And it has to kind of look like the old one. And let us know when you're ready to have some of us test it. And then we'll pretend that we tested it, not test it at all, and just release it and say that it's done. That's what happened. True story. It's the horse aggravation pack, and it's really aggravating, honestly, because they stole the grass from Calmsden. They stole Oxy's grass underlayment, like the ground texture for when you mow. They stole his grass. It's all straight from Calmsden, this map. And then like half the stuff doesn't work. There's no productions. There's nothing to do on the map other than farm these massive fields that are ridiculously expensive. Like, it's like, how do I say it not nicely at all? It's subpar. Let's put it that way. The map is incredibly subpar. And it's like meant to test out their equipment, but like you're meant to test out equipment, and you're meant to test out like 3-meter and 6-meter equipment, and like the fields they give you are like half the map when you really want to be using like big, huge harvesters and stuff. Yet what they give you is this like little piddly 3-meter stuff. Like, okay, that doesn't make sense at all. All right, Scott Free for All, thanks for jumping in, and thank you for being here. It means a lot. I hope to catch you next time. It's Bavaria. Thank you very much, Katerina. Yeah, it was basically done, and I think what they did is they just reused everything. which is kind of unfortunate. They didn't introduce anything new. There's nothing special about it. And for the matter of the map itself, it's kind of bland. It's a map. Good job. You made a map. It's a very good map. Which is kind of unfortunate. Here, I'm just gonna, as our friend Bonehead would say, I'm gonna put on the ether, and I'm gonna clean up this little outside strip that the harvester missed. And then we're gonna go from there. So the other disclaimer is, Kegarino, you are wrong, actually. I don't like saying that. You're incorrect. I've never played Final Fantasy. I keep saying Final Fantasy. I've played all the Final Fantasies. But I've never played Farming Sim 19, FS19. Never played it. I started playing in December of 2021, right after the release of Farm Sim on my birthday. I downloaded 2 or 3 games to play on my birthday and streamed them on Twitch. I have a Twitch account. That's not the button I wanted to press. Hold on. I'm trying to do 2 things at once. Hold on. There we go. I do have a Twitch account. So I streamed it on my birthday, and I played 2 things that day. I played on the Erlengrat map on Final Fantasy, and I also played a game called Lens Island. Lens Island was less than spectacular, and so I ended up spending more time on Farm Sim. And then I realized that I could use my programming skills to make the game better. And for me, that's what did me in. Now that I know that I can use my programming knowledge to make things for the game, that's what really hooks me. It's a fun game, don't get me wrong. And I've learned a lot about farming in the past couple of years, but yeah. Never played before. That guy's actually doing pretty good, considering he's on like an horseplay course that wasn't even very... Where'd those bales come from? Are those my bales? I wonder if those are actually my bales that I forgot about. Oh, look, a collectible. You guys see it? There's a collectible right there on that building. Well, I'll catch you later, Kegarino. Thank you very much for stopping in. Thanks for being here. Rock on. Talk to you soon, for sure. And we actually might finish the striped fields today and be able to go to the next day. We gotta play with our straw harvester. Oh, yeah, we gotta do that. No, I think I'm just gonna horseplay, finish that field. We're gonna play for the straw harvester. Yeah, I'm excited for the coming weeks too, Kegarino. Very, very excited. It's gonna be so fun. I'm gonna put this guy, he's gonna be turned off. Put the pipe out. Get caught in a tree. Stay right there. Alright, we're gonna tab through some stuff. Don't mind me. Too lazy to not tab through. We're gonna come over here to this monster. Alright, here we go. Turn it off and then turn it back on again, because that's how things work. Track assistant is not enabled. I don't even know what that means. So no, that's the pipe. So open the cover. And then O. And then X. Oh, look at this. I'm like hitting the right buttons and getting this thing set up. Oh yeah. Alright, so now this is... And if this doesn't work, I'm just going to laugh my butt off. Because this is my mod, and it should work, because I coded it to do it, but I don't even know if it will. Alright. And go. Yes. Yes, I did it right. And so this is the forage harvester straw pickup mod. It doesn't include the forage harvester, it's just the header. And so what we're doing is we're obviously picking up straw with a forage harvester. And because you can have like whatever size trailer on the back, you can do things faster or with less trips. Maybe a little bit different than baling. If you're not doing anything with the straw other than just putting it into production, why spend the time baling it and then picking it up? It's my view. But this is my special forage harvester straw pickup mod. It is on Mod Hub for PC only because it's a script. Pretty cool, right? And this is all because I wanted to be able to pick up straw with a forage harvester. That's the only reason I made it. Because one day I was like, hey, it'd be pretty fun to pick up straw with a forage harvester, wouldn't it? And I was like, okay, that sounds cool. Let's do that. And let's figure out how to make it happen. And so I did. The header is red. I did not make an oversight. The header is Fent red. Because this is the Kemper header, which is designed to be used with Fent, and it actually is Fent red. I actually updated it so that it can be Fent red. It's normally Kemper red. I actually made it. It wasn't an oversight. It was an undersight. I don't know. I actually made it so that you could make it Fent red because it originally wasn't colorable. So not only did I create these headers, I took all the headers from the base game. I made them all colorable. I made them all slightly faster. I made them all pick up faster, and I made them all pick up straw. So now, if you look in the hub of mods, and you look at these headers, right? So these ones right here, the forage harvest straw, blah blah. This is a Kloss one. This is the Kloss header, and the Kloss one by default, if we look over here, right here somewhere, this one, nothing. You can't do nothing to this. Nothing. It goes 15 kilometers an hour. Nothing. The pickup width is 3 meters. Mine, just a little bit more. 3.6 meters. Just a little bit more. It goes 18. And I don't want it to be green. I wanted it to be... is there a Kloss red? There is, isn't there? Anyways, I want it to be black, and I want it to be... Ooh, Falter green. Ugh, that's a gross color. And I want it to be like this. That's why my header looked like. And look, yeah, there you go. And so they're just with a plus on the end. Yeah, just a little bit better. A little bit better. But anyways, the Kemper one is the one you're supposed to use with different types. So New Holland, Fent, Kloss, and basically it changes the connector type. This is the all base game stuff, but I made it fully colorable so that you could do whatever you want with it and make it look like a chicken. Whatever. And I'm actually surprised that Giants actually are giving me rewards for that mod. I'm qualified for the rewards program for that mod, even though I use Giants assets. I think it's because of the scripting stuff that I did, which kind of make the mod work, but I qualify, so that's good. Anyways, that's the Forage Harvester Straw pickup mod. And we put the ether on because we don't want to be picking up straw all day long. Because we still have sugar beets to harvest. A lot of them. And it just swallows big, huge windrows. Because I also changed the, or updated, I should say. I also updated the amount of the pickup speed, like how much liters per minute it'll pick up, so it'll actually pick up more than normal, which is handy dandy. And the best part is I did not copy a single line of XML. Not one. These are all Giants assets. I did not copy a single line of XML. No? Wrap that one around your brain for a second, or whatever that phrase is. Yeah, right. Thanks, JT. I don't claim to be #1 YouTuber. Not with, what, 218 or something subs? I don't remember what the number was. Something less than I thought it was. But thank you for that. I can't... My problem, right, is Bonehead made this quote, and it's sort of true. He says that he calls me a triple threat. Right? Because I do content creation like this live stream and the other videos for the series that I'm working on, such as Middleburg, which I'll have a new video out for this weekend. And I'm also a modder. I make mods. There's two mods that are on Giants Mod Hub, and I have dozens more mods that are not on Giants Mod Hub that I have released privately because Giants doesn't like me. And I also love helping people fix their stuff, right? I don't remember. I think so. Let's look. It says it's 170,000 liters so far. Yeah, 170,000. So I think it's 250. This trailer, I'll show you. This trailer I learned a lot from. So we'll talk about the stuff I learned. I realized I wanted to use this for straw. Let's learn some stuff. So this is what I did. Auger wagons, Star Ninja, right? This is how it looks by normal. These things are not here for normal. That's easy. What I did add was this. So you have stock capacity, 2x, 3x, 5x, 10x. And so 10x is 330,000 liters, which is what it's currently set at. But like, you know, whatever type you want to. I think I'm going to change these names because I've come up with much better names. Because I've done like extensions on other trailers. So 6 sizes for any trailer. And you have stock. You have extended. So extended would be like a 1.5x or 2x. Then you have crazy, which would be the next step up. Then you have insane. And then you have ridiculous, right? Which is going to be your normal Unreal capacity would be probably the ridiculous, like 5x, like sorry, 165,000. That's a lot. And then you have redonkulous, which would be the maximum one. Because I want to get the word redonkulous into the game. I'm determined. I will figure out a way to get the word redonkulous into the game and have people start using the word redonkulous instead of Unreal. Because redonkulous is just way more fun to say. That's my goal. That's my new goal. I figured that out yesterday. Oh wait, that trailer's almost ready to go. Tab, 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 tab. Too many vehicles. Tab, tab, tab. You. Go help this harvester out because he's sitting there waiting. But that's the goal. I want to get, I'm going to change these and make it redundant. So what I did learn with that trailer, which I've applied to the other trailer, the one I'm driving right now, is how to connect 2 different pieces of information together. So you have a fill unit, which is how much capacity you can store. And then you have the discharge speed, which is how you get it out of the trailer. So you have how much to get in and how fast to get it out. And what a lot of modders will do is they will not change the discharge speed. Bonkers would be a good one. I like that, Optimus. I'll have to work bonkers in there. I like that. Or I'll make it like a configuration that you pull it in from like a mod settings file or something. A lot of modders will like make a trailer to have 1,000,000 liters or something, which is, you know, whatever. That's fine. Let people play the way they want. But then they don't change the discharge speed. So it takes like a year and a day to empty the trailer because it has 1,000,000 liters, but the discharge speed is still set at like, you know, 4,000 liters per second or something dumb. Like, come on. And so I finally figured out how to tie the two together. So you just change one setting and it changes both. And I felt smart when I did that. When I figured that out. Hey, Jaked Up. Ludicrous speed. I actually suggested that. So Tony, Ludicrous actually came up. Is Dom, Ridiculous Dominic, he's been helping me with some mods and I've been helping him with some mods. And he has his 4755, right? His 4755 John Deere, which has all kinds of crazy stuff and whatnot. But he has the name of the engine configuration for like the high-end engine configuration set to be Unreal and Unreal 2. Like that's just, don't get me wrong, it's great, but you can do better than that as far as creativity goes than between Unreal 1 and Unreal 2. I mean, that's just kind of weird, right? So I was suggesting to him that he should have Ridiculous be one of them. That Unreal 1 should be Ridiculous because his name is Ridiculous Dominic, right? And that the other one should be Ludicrous. So you'd have, it would say under there it would say Ridiculous 4755 and Ludicrous 4755, right? It would actually say that like when you get in and out of the vehicle, because that's what they would be named. That's how you name the engine configurations. I think that would be a nice little touch, right? Instead of Unreal 1 and Unreal 2. Like, when I get in and out of a vehicle like this, see how it tells me it's a Fendt Katana 850? I want to, you know, if I have like I don't want to just say Unreal, like in my little menu up here on that side? That side? Where's my picture? The menu up here says what's like the all the trucks and stuff that I've got, because I have a lot of stuff right now. I don't want that just to say Unreal. Like some of it says Vario 314, that makes sense. But like, where's one that doesn't make sense? Actually, they all make sense. But like T440 custom, like it doesn't have to say custom, it could say banana. Right? You can be whatever you want. That's the benefit of being a modder, is you can name stuff whatever you want. So why not make it fun? Have I ever recorded? It's a good question, JT. I have been on multiplayer live streams with other people where I was one of people. They were the ones streaming, and I was one of the people talking in the chat. I've done that. But I've never recorded a video with someone else. No, I haven't. That's good. I would love to, actually. I think it'd be really fun to... Like, I think it'd be really fun for, like, me and Rusty to get together and make a fun, like, I wouldn't want to do, like, one of those, what's it called? No, Let's Play, what's the name? What's the word I'm thinking of? With all the voices and the dialogues and all the characters and stuff like that. I wouldn't want to do that alone. I wouldn't mind doing it with someone else, though. That'd be fun. Like Tony's doing lately, like where he's doing the series with 4B Gaming, which is an awesome series. You guys should go watch that series. Tony has a link somewhere for someone to put on the screen. That series with 4B Gaming is really fun because they're doing it role play. That's the word I'm looking for. Role play. I think it would be fun to do a role play. But I'm not creative enough to do it by myself. But I think it would be fun. You heard that, Rusty? Maybe that's maybe that's what you do for your next thing, is you and I should do a role play together or something. I don't know, whatever. Ideas that I just throw out like darts, and since I'm not very good at darts, they don't necessarily hit the dart. So, you know. Yeah, or the fill speed, Keith. Yeah, exactly. Like, or you have something that has a limited amount of fill speed, or like it, you know, it's got 1 billion liters, but it can't actually fill up very quickly. Oh my gosh, I'm almost full. Alright. I'm gonna run over here. We roleplay as idiots. Why not? Ma'am, maybe you could. Bloop. We'll use this one next. And no, I don't. This is my version of it, Tony, and this one doesn't have it fixed yet. I don't think. I don't know. I don't think I updated this one. I think I forgot. Okay, I'm running way too slow to get this done. I do have a series set up to that. I have an idea for a series that I would like to do sort of as a role play that I just finished kind of quote unquote setting up and testing. But the map it's on is not a crossbow. Be a PC one with it. So the big difference here, this is where the whole Unreal thing is. This is the end of that conversation, right? Is a lot of people would just make this thing 10,000 liters or 330,000 liters like it is now, and they would leave the fill speed alone. I don't think I set myself up very well for dumping this thing out. It's totally my bad. No, I'm not selling it. Apparently I got $667 for driving past the sell point there. I'm trying to empty into this trailer. And so you can see how it's going down really fast. That's because that I made them equal. So the 10x capacity is also 10x the discharge speed. Right? Because that's how it should be. And we're done. Whoop, wrong button. Anyways, that's what I learned this week. I think if you're gonna get back into the game, JT, if you can find someone who's like close to you, or someone you know personally, or someone who is in the same time zone as you, even, you know, even a friend like locally, playing multiplayer is super tons of fun. It really is. Like this game, like I'm sort of playing multiplayer right now, right? The way I look at it, I'm playing multiplayer, right? Because I'm kind of sharing my playthrough with you guys and talking about it, and talking about the decisions that I make and the way I'm doing stuff, and yada yada yada. Like I'm kind of playing multiplayer. I'm sharing it. That's what I like to do. But when you're actually like in a voice chat with other people and be like, oh hey, like my harvester's almost full, can you come empty me out? And then you can just keep harvesting and not have to constantly switch machines, and you can just harvest and have someone else do the carting for you, or you can mow and have someone else right behind you windrowing, and then another person behind them baling, and then another person behind them wrapping, and like to be able to get a whole group of people together on one field doing something is really, really fun. And that's why multiplayer is such a big thing in this game, is the multiplayer system. Thanks for coming by, Optimus. I did see your comment. I'm sorry, I was in the middle of ranting about something. Thank you for joining and thank you for being in. I used to play multiplayer with Optimus. We did a challenge together for Farmer Klein. The first time I really met Optimus and spent any time playing with him was playing on the PC versus console challenge, which was a Farmer Klein sponsored event on Farmer Klein servers, where we were playing a map multiplayer and seeing which team, the PC team or the console team, could make more money, could make the most money in a set amount of time with a bunch of rules, but also no rules. I wouldn't have even known Optimus had it not been for that multiplayer. I played multiplayer with Keith on Eric the Crazy Viking server. That was super fun. That's how I met Keith. I play multiplayer on the weekends every once in a while with Rusty whenever he's up. We're doing multiplayer. And that's super fun. We were just on... what server is that, Rusty? Is that Deerlands? Is that right? Deerlands? Well, that's the thing, JT, is you don't necessarily need to know anyone. Just jumping into other people's servers is, without talking to them first, is kind of weird. But there's lots of communities, farm sim related communities who have multiplayer servers that are free to join and free to join for members. So you can meet people that way. And I've met a lot of friends in the farm sim community through multiplayer sessions. Deerlands, thank you, Rusty. I hadn't played that map at all before for our multiplayer thing. So for me, that's the other thing for multiplayer is that you can experience like something like a 4X map, right? Where it'd be really hard to experience it by yourself, but experiencing it on multiplayer is great. Or you take on a forestry map, which is like Deerlands, which is all trees. Like, it's like a dozen fields and trees. It's huge. I would never be able to take that on myself, but being able to tackle it in multiplayer and do like forestry and stuff like that with other people is super fun. So if you can find a community that has servers like that, feel free. I don't have a big enough community to warrant setting something like that up. I would love to do that at some point, but I personally don't have that community status right now. Scott Free For All, who was in here earlier, he's also doing a multiplayer thing right now. He's playing on Big Flats, Texas. I can't talk tonight. What the hell? And doing a multiplayer thing where he's streaming, but whoever is in his Discord can join into the multiplayer server and play on that map with him as long as you have the right mods. So there's plenty of opportunities like that out there, JT, if you find them. But it does take a little bit to find them sometimes. He's good, right? Is that harvester still going? We're gonna help the harvester finish the fields. He's only got 2 passes left, but he's making lots of fake passes. And I'm gonna help him. So there's no, not 270. 270 is not good. We want 200. Remember all the keys. Shift home, Shift T, space, go. How I can ever do GPS stuff is beyond me because it's all in my head. Like every key command. Oops, ether's still on. Every key command to control the entire GPS system is in my head. Like, that's just how I play. Remember all of them. And to learn a new system, I have to learn a whole new set of commands. And it just takes forever. Yeah, see that guy? The other harvester? He's harvesting nothing right now. Like, he's doing an entire pass down the row of sorghum, and he's just harvesting nothing. Oh, JT, I'm live Wednesday nights. As of right now, Wednesday nights tonight. So I'll be live next Wednesday night, at which point we'll be getting closer to finishing this map off. I think we have 3 more harvests, but I think we can get it done in 2 episodes. Because I really want to get on to the challenge. Like, that's really what my focus is right now. I want to get on to the author intended challenge, which is my challenge. And there's other people playing my challenge, which is the coolest thing right now. Oh my gosh. I want to get onto that challenge. But if we look at our map, let's look at our map real quick. Who wants to look at the map? See our stripes? The stripes are great. All right. So we have blocked off all the fields that are not ready or are done, except for, and so we have left to harvest 2 cornfields, these 2 right here, cornfields. We have this one, which is sunflowers. We have these 2 right here, which are sugar beets. This one actually is done, but I forgot to switch it over. That was a wheat field. And then we have soybeans, soybeans, and then we have sugarcane. So I'm thinking maybe 3 episodes. Oh, and then we also have this entire thing right here, which is the forest, which I'm working on off stream. I don't think we're going to do that on stream because forestry, not so much fun. But I will do it. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. We'll let that guy finish. I helped him out a little bit. The challenge. Let me type it while I'm driving. Did I do it? Yes! There we go. So, JT, there is a link in chat that I just put into chat while I was driving. Don't text and drive, but if you're me, go for it. Such a bad influence. Don't listen to me. Just don't. God, that harvester's loud. I'm gonna park him right here because he's just gonna do soybeans next week. There's a link in there, and that's a reference to the challenge that I came up with. I've shared that challenge on Rusty Money's Facebook group. And I'm sorry, Rusty Money's Discord. Rusty's in here somewhere. And he also has shared that to his Facebook group. There's a couple people doing the challenge right now. Oh gosh, there's somebody who's actually just started the challenge like last week, but I don't remember his username right now because he's someone new that I hadn't watched before. And then there's another person who's starting it like today. He's sharing his first video for it like within the next day or 2. But anyways, the author intended challenge goes along with the topic we had last week, which was when we toured Lancy Boy's map, and we kind of tried to play the map the way Lancy Boy had set it up to be played. So when you're a map maker, if you're good at what you're doing and you think about things intentionally, you intend for the player to play in a certain way. So if you build a farm with a cow barn, right? But then you surround that cow barn in the first fields you have you don't have grass fields as one of your first fields, then you're not thinking intentionally. Cobbler Farms, thank you very much. You're not thinking intentionally about how the player is going to play. You're just making a map. And so the idea for the author intended challenge is to highlight maps where the author intended for the map to be played a certain way, and then put work and effort into making that happen. What I mean by that is, you know, you make a farm that has cows on it, and you not only provide a mixing wagon, but you also provide a wagon for transporting milk, and you provide a wagon for transporting water, and so you could feed the cows, so you can make TMR to feed them properly, so that you can do all that stuff. And then you also have a grass field as one of your starting fields, so that you can mow that field, and you have a mower, you have a tedder and a baler, and you have all of the things needed to be able to actually feed those cows. And so you're intentionally setting the player up for success. So the idea behind the challenge is to highlight maps like that. And the basic rules are, for the first year, you can only use what the author gave you. Right? So if the author set up the map intentionally, and it's your goal to pick a map that is set up this way, if they were intentional on how they set it up, they would set you up with everything you need to get through the first year. You should be able to harvest and plant and fertilize and all the yada yada stuff that you need to play a game in FS22 the right way. The idea is for the first year, you only use what they gave you. So the vehicles, the equipment, whatnot. And so by types by like the equipment, what I mean by that is not necessarily the brand. Like if you really want to do it, swap it out. Like if you want to swap out a John Deere for a case or something like that, because you're Rabbit Rob and you can't stand using John Deere, but you still want to do the challenge, go for it. I don't care. And for that matter, I'm going to do that when I play it. But you can only swap one piece of equipment for something that you don't have. So let's say, for whatever reason, the map author decided to give you 2 seeders, and you don't need 2 seeders, but you really would like to have a planter. You can swap out one piece of equipment for a different piece of equipment of equal or lesser value. And then the goal, that's like the rules, right? And the whole idea of these challenges is to have a goal, something to play for, which kind of enhances the gameplay experience. The goal is to get through, how are we doing on time? We're doing okay? Is get through the first year, and then from there, grow your farm to be able to play, to basically complete the map and use all of the things that the author intended you to use, such as production facilities, animal husbandries, any kind of custom items or products, all that kind of stuff, to do all of that within 5 years. So you can set the game speed to whatever speed you want. You can set the time dilation however you want, but once it's set, you can't change it. So you can't monkey with the time dilation just to make things easier or harder. You have to kind of stick with what you choose. But to basically play through 5 years, so there's a definite time limit, and to see if you can do all the things. So if the map has 10 production facilities on it, then you have to buy all those 10 production facilities, and then you have to make every recipe at least enough to fill up the outputs of that facility. So if the facility can, without dumping out pallets, if it holds like 6,000 liters, then you have to make 6,000 liters of whatever that product is. That's it. It seems pretty simple. And it's really, a lot of it is based on, and this is the reason I did it this way, a lot of it is based on your map selection. Because if you choose a good map, you're going to have a really interesting gameplay, And you're going to be able to get through the first year well because you chose a map that the author really wanted you to play a certain way. But if you choose a bad map where like you start off with like 2 tractors, or like you start off with like a tractor and like a wagon, like you can't do jack for the first year. And so your gameplay might not be that fun. And because of the way that the challenge is set up, you probably wouldn't choose that map because you're going to want to choose a map that you can actually play for that first year. So that's the whole reason it's set up that way, and that's the whole reason to do it that way. And it's also highlighting the fact that the modder put some time and effort into making maps, because making a map, and this is the last piece of it, making a map is hard. And I can't stress that enough. It's hard. Like you can throw, even just like throwing together a map, just using base game assets, it's still hard. And there's no tutorial, there's no guidelines. Yeah, there's some YouTube videos, but there's no like formal explanation on how to do it. It's hard. It takes a lot of work, and you really have to think about it if you're a map maker. And there's plenty of maps out there, and you've all seen them, where it's just like, what was the map maker thinking? Like, or like a map that has like, you know, oh, hey, look, that map has alfalfa and clover on it because they were able to get those crops from Lancy Boy and just put them in their map because, yeah, that sounds fun. I'll have alfalfa and clover. But then there's nothing to do with it. You can't feed it to the animals. You can't convert it to hay. You can't use it for forage. You can't put it in your silage bunkers. All you can do is bale it. Whoopity frickin' do. Like, it's up to the map authors to make that stuff happen and make the map that you play legit. Make it mean something. Make it a good experience, right? H, B, nope. This thing has 11% in it. That's the idea for the challenge. The link is above. That's my link to my website, which shows my description of that challenge. There is some other stuff there for, there's also like on that challenge, I have an almost complete list of all of the mods that I use for playing this series. I think it's a little bit out of date, but it's mostly correct. So if you ever want to know what mods I'm using here, it's all there. I'm not hiding anything. It's all there. And yeah, that's the series. And that's actually going to be almost it for tonight. Number one, because I've been talking a lot and my throat's super dry. So excuse me for a second while I get some water. Hydrate. Finished the coffee a while ago. I turned that one off, didn't I? Good. But it's 8 o'clock, or almost 8 o'clock. So we're going to end at 8. So I'm going to finish up collecting the straw on this field. I'll fill this up, and then I'll fill the other one up, and then go from there. I should have had my fixed version of this trailer on here, but I didn't have enough time. I literally fixed that thing like this morning. Because it's just like vacuuming. Like, yeah, it's got these windrower arms, and they're not even windrower arms technically, they're tedding arms. But whoever made this originally, this trailer, decided that the effects weren't important, so they didn't add them. So I added them. But I have another version of it. It's kind of fixed. And that's the other version of it, actually has those new fill quantities. The ridiculous and redonkulous sizes. But I might like make my own version of this trailer, because this isn't public, this is like a PC only thing. I might make my own version of it and see if I can get it on a mod hub for all platforms, because this is a really cool device. You know what I mean? And like, console players can't have something this cool, which is kind of a bummer. like a windrowing, a massive trailer that has windrowers and cool, ridiculous capacities and stuff. That sounds super fun. Console players should have that. So I might make something like that. We'll see. I have to figure out how to do it. I don't really know how to. I'd have to cobble something together. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, fence. And there's more oil to collect. And I should check we should check our favorite mod, which is the time-saving stock check by our friend Mr. Mark Haythorne. And it is not the best time to sell anything except for water. What? You can sell water? So if you have like the sell anything mod, I guess, apparently you can sell water. But if you have my mod, which is the fieldwork fill station, you get water for free. So you got a big tanker, you can fill it up for free and then sell it for $114 for every 1,000 liters. So if you want to make some money, do that. It's probably a pretty easy way on console to make a ton of money is put my fill station on there and then fill up a trailer with like, I don't know, mineral feed or fertilizer or something like that, and then go sell, because it's free if you put on the free version, and then just go sell that product. It's like instant money. Who needs government subsidies when you have the fieldwork fill station? Awesome, JT. Awesome. And, you know, ping me, tag me, or whatever, and let me know when you're doing a video. If you ever do a video or a live stream, I'll definitely come and watch. I'm happy that I was able to inspire you to get back into the game. Now, I was a little bit negative earlier about... I do want to correct something I said earlier, right? I was a little bit negative about there isn't really anything new in Calmsden. And what I meant by that statement was that there really isn't anything new from Giants, right? They've announced a bunch of stuff and they've teased a bunch of stuff, but we haven't really got it yet. And they're like, oh, we're giving you a new map. We're giving you an extra map, the forced aggravation map, which is aggravating. But, you know, it wasn't very good. So it was kind of sad. And it made me sad, and I didn't even play it. But the stuff from other people is amazing, right? Let's talk about the amazing side of what's been going on in the community, right? So Lancey Boy, I'm not going to explain that story again, but he left and he has quit modding, but he is going to release all of his stuff that he's working on or projects that are finished. He's going to put it all out there, but he's kind of leaving. There we go. So his map that a lot of people have been waiting for, that he's been working on for, I think, a year and a half now, called American Falls, is re-released for PC on ModHub, and there will be a console release coming soon. Which is aggravating, exactly. Those kind of went together, didn't they? Nope, wrong one. Nope, wrong one. What the heck? There we go. What else is new that came out really good? Oxygen David just released Court Farms. This map is Calmsden Farm, which is his first map for FS22. And he has since released Court Farms, which is equally epically awesome. I haven't played it very much because I want to do something different. Just playing another Oxygen David map with just kind of the same thing over again. But if you like his maps and you like this map, then you'd love that map. It's really awesome. The other one I'm super infatuated with is Castelnau, which I think is the proper way to say it, because I did take a whole 2 years of French in high school. Castelnau, or Castelnaud, N-A-U-D. Castelnau. So you say that French is Castelnau. Castelnau. Which is a French map, obviously. Which looks amazing. And like, there's not a single base game asset, building, or anything in that map. Everything is custom. It looks phenomenal. I'm definitely gonna be playing on that map soon. And then you have the flip side of the thing, my next map, which is gonna be Glen Lethan by one of my modding friends, Cavalier Roy, which is a really good sign of, hey, you can take base game assets and intermix some of your own stuff in there and still make it look fantastic. And that's going to be my next map. But Castelnau is actually going to be also one of my best next maps, if I can find the time to play it. And that one just looks amazing. Who do I wish? I wish there was like a display that you could have from inside the truck to see how much stuff is left to spawn. You know what I mean? Like, you can see it while you're standing, but you can't see it when you're in a truck. I think that's a bummer. No, I'm not adding something else to my ideas list for mods. I have too many ideas and not enough time. But I do think somebody should work on that if they haven't already, which is creating that idea, because it's important. Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome, JT. Come on, load. This truck gets really overloaded with these linseed oil pallets. By the way, linseed oil is not something that's in the game. I made this. These are mine. I made these pallets. I made this product. This is only for me. And to share with you guys on the stream. A LED readout on the building, yeah, that would be nice. And I have seen that some people do that, but I don't think the LED readout is cross-platform. I think it's done via script, which means it's not cross-platform, which means our console players wouldn't get it. I think that should be a feature that we request from Giants. Right? We should also make syrup. Let me go for the syrup. Here, sorghum flour, syrup. Activate. And we have sugar beet. And we should make some sugar too. Activate. Syrup. Oh, it needs straw also. That's hecka weird. Why can't I fill? Okay. Come on, fill. Pick up the pallets, dude. Straw, straw, straw. But you know what? I just got rid of all my straw, so that doesn't look healthy. Hold on. Hold, please. This is one of my favorite things. The distributor. Just put it tons of stuff in. It just fills everything. It's great. This one is doing good. This one is full. Just selling manure, distributing. We need some straw before we make sorghum, so we're gonna have to turn that off for now. Selling. All right. Well, that's. Yeah, it would be cool, right? And unfortunately, I don't ever turn on multiplayer while I'm streaming. But I could, should the need arise. So, maybe we'll check that out for maybe later on. Maybe like when I hit 500 or something like that, you know? When I hit some kind of big sub goal, I will turn on the multiplayer server and we can do live streams with sharing the fun multiplayer experience. That would be fun. I would like that. But that's going to be it for tonight. For me, for tonight. I want to thank everyone for being here. We have harvested our fields that are available to harvest. Please tell me I didn't miss something and something else is not available to harvest or not doing it. Yeah, see, nothing's ready to harvest. That was the only thing, is the sorghum. All the stuff that's cultivated is stuff we've already done. The stuff that's green of any kind is stuff we still have to do. And that's going to have to be for next time. But for now, I want to say thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. I'm getting good at that one. That's like my little flappy thing. You guys ever see one of my videos? The little flappy thing? I made that. That was me. I did that all by myself. All by my lonesome. But I always try to remember to do it in order. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, I think is the correct order. But anyways, thank you everyone for being here. It's been super fun. I love live streaming just because. And I wish I could do it more, but, you know, things. Thanks for everyone for being here. Catch you guys next time. And next time we'll be back here, hopefully, harvesting the soybeans and the sugar beets and the corn and the sugar cane. I don't know if the sugar cane is going to be ready in time for us to harvest. It's growing pretty fast, but I think I think there's like a good 2 or 3 more growth cycles for this. I hope we can harvest it this year. I don't want to go to the next year. That would suck. Anyways, thanks for being here. Thank you, everyone. I'll catch everyone next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.